welcome. Good afternoon. I am excited and delighted and honored to be here on behalf of Jumpstart Refugee Talent, and we are partnering with FCJ for these webinar series, career-related webinar series. This is the second one, the last one, the first one that we had, which was the previous one, was on job search strategies, and I see some familiar names. And we actually had some good questions about networking, and we invited the last group to come back for today's session, which is about networking, and there will be 2 more in the near future. So I'm going to start by sharing my slides. So again, on behalf of Jumpstart, I would like to welcome everybody, and without further ado, we're going to start this workshop. Today's workshop is about networking. By the end of this workshop, which is going to be about 1 hour, we hope you will leave with a better understanding of networking for employment purposes. What does it mean? Why should you do networking? And have a better understanding of what are the issues and challenges standing in your way of networking. We'll try to get familiar with different methods and formats of networking, and also at the end, there will be, not at the end, closer to the end, there will be an activity for you to practice one of the most important pieces of networking, which is introducing yourself and your elevator pitch. There will be different topics today. The main topics we're going to talk about is about, again, the significance of networking, where you should go to network, and how some best practices and activity that will help you better present yourself to potential employers or your connections, and the potential challenges or obstacles that most people face, especially those who are new to this country, like immigrants and refugees. Before we start, you can see this barcode, and if you take out your phone, it's mostly possible to scan the QR code. And the question that you see on this slide, I would like to get a sense of how familiar we are with networking. So the QR code you see, scan it. It takes you to a Mentimeter webpage. You can provide 1 or 2 word answers to answer the question. When you hear networking, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? It can be a person, it can be a feeling, it can be a place, whatever that comes to your mind. And let us know if you have any difficulty accessing that QR code. Okay. Here's what you answered. Thank you for your participation, those who took part in this survey. Connection, meeting, knowledge, connections again, summit, network. Daniel, thank you for introducing yourself. It's nice to meet you too. And okay, this is great because I should say I'm happy to not see any negative energy or negative word. It looks like everybody here has a positive mindset about networking. So that's great to know. Thank you again for your participation. I'm going back to my slides, and there's more professional connections coming on. Good. So it's maybe a new terminology, a new vocabulary to you, but I think many of us have already been doing networking for many years, even before we moved to Canada. It might sound scary to some people who hear it for the first time, but networking basically is just meeting new people, making new connections, and trying to build positive, good relationships with those people. What's the purpose? It's to learn more about them as a person, their jobs, their industry, their profile. And in those conversations and making connections, there is a strong possibility that you can get introductions and referrals to job opportunities. And another very important reason for those of us who are new in this country is to build community. Most of us come to Canada without any social, professional net. We don't have friends, we don't have family. So this is also a good opportunity for us to build our community. And also, especially if English is not your first language, to practice English and our communication and presentation skills. So it's actually, it's important also to note and to remember that it's great if you know, let's say you are an IT professional, you are a healthcare provider, you are a nurse, you are a PSW, you are a construction worker, you are an educator or a teacher. And it's awesome if you try and make connections by knowing many different people in your industry. Let's say you follow them on LinkedIn, you try to send them messages or emails to say hi, you try to attend some job fairs or professional sector specific events. And let's say I'm a teacher, I'm an English teacher, I'm a nurse, I'm a PSW, and I know 1,000 other nurses or 1,000 other teachers in Canada. It's great, but what matters even more importantly than that is how many of those 1,000 people know me. So if I need their support and their help in finding a better job or my first job in Canada, they can provide help and support. So it's beyond who you know, but it's actually who knows you in your desired favorite company, industry, or team. I'm going to go to the next slide, which is also another question for you. And you can either type the number of your answer in the chat or say it out loud. When you think about networking and your experience with networking so far, particularly, especially in your previous country, in your first country, what is your experience with networking? Number one, I enjoy meeting new people and learning from them. Number two, I try, but it feels awkward or forced. Number three, I'm curious, but haven't started it yet in Canada. And four, I'm not sure how it works in Canada. You can type your answer in the chat or say it out loud, whichever is more comfortable for you. I don't see any answers yet. Okay, four. Thank you, Beatrice. You're not sure. Anyone else? Four. Okay, Sana, thank you. Another four. One, you enjoy it. Great, Samuel. Nancy, four. You enjoy meeting new people, Ben. Good. Anyone else? Last call? Okay. So based on what I see in the chat, it looks like most of you, another four, you're not sure what exactly networking is and how it works in Canada, which is great. You're in the right place to learn more about it and how it works in Canada. So doesn't matter how long you have looked for jobs in Canada. I think you all have had the experience, the frustrating and hard experience of sending so many applications online or going into the companies and giving your resume in person, meeting the employer and manager, trying to sell yourself at the company, but no result. There is a reason behind why, if you say, let's say, I've had clients who come to us and say, I have applied to more than 100, 200 jobs over the last week or so, and I have not received even one single call or interview invite. The reason why, whether we like it or not, is that in Canada and in North America, this is the reality. As you see on this slide, majority of the jobs that you are sending online applications for are already filled, or there are jobs that are not even posted on the websites like LinkedIn, Indeed, or other Glassdoor, Job Bank, job search platforms. This is not a number that I have made up. That's actually based on many studies and research, a lot of research that has been done in Canada. And what it says is there is a hidden market in this country, hidden job market. And 80% of the best jobs that you may want to be having are actually given and assigned to people in that hidden market. And only 20% of the jobs are posted publicly, and you are sending applications only to those jobs. And in the other illustration picture you see, it has broken down the hidden job market. As you see, the majority of jobs in the hidden market are landed and assigned to people, are given to job seekers through networking. 45% is a huge number. It's almost half of the entire jobs in this market are people are hired through networking. So how do we feel now? How do we all feel about networking? Are you interested to learn what networking is and how to do it? Yes? Give me a yes. Are we all ready to learn what networking is and how we should do it properly? Good, Sana, thank you. Yes, 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 great. I see a lot of yeses. Before we get into more details about networking, I want to have this, there are some facts about networking, as you see on this slide, that has been, again, officially done through some valid organizations. And there are some myths about networking. By myth, meaning people have some assumptions, have some misunderstanding or misconceptions about networking. And that will be the result or the reason why they don't do networking or they don't even start to network. The very first comment is that they think they only need to network when they need a job. Yes, networking is a very powerful job search tool, but it won't be really valuable and helpful if you only network or start networking when you need a job. Because a strong network is a network which is based on consistent and continuous connections and relationships with the people around you, with your network, and it pays off if you work on it, if you maintain it. The other myth about networking is that it is a formal meeting. It's a business event and occasion. So some of you might be scared of networking because you don't like business environments or you're afraid of being in a very formal situation, which is not always the case. Networking can happen both formally and informally. And we will soon talk about what occasions, what places, what events you can go to, which are not that formal, and you can still network. And some people think if they are networking and they're talking to other professionals in other companies or other organizations, it's not okay to share that with their employer, which is, again, not the case. Every caring employer and manager is also aware of the fact that any employee needs to network and needs to develop and improve their connections. And again, a good employer is an employer who likes to see you grow. If you grow within that company, great. If you need to move to another country to grow and advance your career, they should be happy about it. And another thing is that many of us think, I'm too shy. I am an introvert person. I don't like talking to people. I don't enjoy talking to people, so I can't network. Yes, that's true. Networking means meeting people and sometimes meeting random strangers, completely new people, but you don't have to meet strangers. You can start from less stressful, less intimidating situations, your inner circle, your family and friends, and slowly build up that courage and confidence to be able to network with other people too. So we talked about what networking is and why it is important for all of us to continuously network. Now let's see where you can go to network. And we can break it down into formal and informal networking, and there are different platforms and formats that you can use to network. I'm going to talk about in-person networking and online networking. You can go to different types of events to network in person. During COVID, many of the in-person events, actually all of them, were shut down, and we got very used to virtual and online connections and meetings and conversations. But more recently, over the last 2-3 years, people are missing the in-person connections, and there is more in-person events of all different types and sorts. But where can you go? Community events. And by community event, I mean your community events. Let's say you are a parent with kids who go to school. Your community could be other parents that their kids go to the same school as yours. Or you practice a certain faith. You're a Muslim, you're a Christian, and you go to church or mosque every week or every month. People that go to the mosque with you are your community or the church. Volunteering is another great opportunity for you to network. And there are so many different places that you can volunteer, like food banks, again, religious centers, community centers, your neighborhood, the libraries, your kids' schools, professional events and associations, depending on what industry you are from, like if you're an accountant, CPA, if you are a teacher, like College of Teachers, Ontario College of Teachers would be another association for you. And casual occasions. You should not actually wait for a network event to network. A casual occasion would be possibly you sitting in the park, having a cup of coffee or tea beside another person. You can start small talk and a conversation with that person and try to present yourself in a way that you're talking about both your personal and professional values and goals. You never know. This other person sitting on the bench beside you in the park might be someone who has some good connections or knows a job opportunity. And don't underestimate the power of alumni. Alumni meaning anyone that has gone to the same school with you. If you do even a short training or program in Canada, it can be a series of workshops like this, or a diploma certificate program at a college or another settlement organization. People going to the same school or doing the same program would be your alumni. And online, you can definitely use so many platforms these days, but the number one platform, particularly for those who are more professional and are looking for more professional jobs, LinkedIn is the number one platform for you to go. If you do not have a LinkedIn profile, or if you have one and it is not active and up to date, please make sure that you work on it. There are also industry forums and blogs. If you follow any certain company or bank, for example, or a university or an association, you can subscribe to their forums and attend their events, workshops, panels. Like, this is an opportunity for you to network, this online workshop. When it comes to different types of networking, there is a very powerful networking tool that is called coffee chats. Coffee chats, or more professionally in the business world, that we also call informational interviews. A coffee chat or an informational interview, again, is a very powerful and commonly used and practiced networking tool in which you identify and target someone who works. Let's say I am a finance person. I have 5 years of experience working in a bank outside in the Middle East, and I'm new in this country. I would like to learn how to enter the finance sector as a bank advisor, financial advisor, or whatever your background is. So I reach out to someone who works in TD, for example, with a few years of experience, ideally working in a job that I would like to do in the future. And I set up a very short meeting, call, conversation with them to ask and learn about themselves and their industry. What you need to remember in these conversations, very important, is that you're not asking that person a job. You're only asking for more information, advice, insights, strategies. And if there is a job, that that person happens to know a job opportunity, awesome. You definitely jump on that, but the goal is not to ask for a job. And you will definitely have success out of those conversations as long as you are prepared, curious, and interested in the person and their industry. So whatever networking opportunity that comes up, probably the most important part of any networking event or chance is how you introduce and present yourself. And whether it's a coffee chat, whether you are meeting another father or mother in the schoolyard, whether you are stuck with a hiring manager in an elevator, that's actually why this is called an elevator pitch. Meaning, imagine you're stuck in an elevator with an important, powerful person with the power of hiring you or buying your idea. How would you pitch your idea or your profile to that person only during the time that you're going up or down with that person in the elevator, so that they would buy your idea or they would hire you? And that's why it's called an elevator pitch. Basically, it is how you present and introduce yourself to another professional. The questions that you need to be aware and try to answer in any elevator pitch, which doesn't have to last more than 1 minute, 1.5 minutes maximum, are these key questions, as you see on this slide. Who are you as a professional? What are your strengths, skills, experience, education, competencies, qualifications? What are your career goals? And you don't have to know exactly where you want to be in 10 years. Short-term career goals in a year or two. What are your current projects? What keeps you busy these days? It may be a job if you're employed. If not, what is the project you're working on? What are some training or upskilling opportunities that you are trying to do? Are you volunteering? Where do you volunteer? And as a professional, what do you have to offer? Let's say if you're talking to a hiring manager, what is a problem that you can solve in their team or in their company? If you're talking to someone at an event and you don't know whether they are a manager or not, what are some strengths that you can bring to any organization as, for example, an IT person or as a financial expert or a bank teller? And I'm going to share maybe a couple of examples here with you to give you a better idea of how to answer those questions. This is, let's say Amina is a newcomer refugee from another country here. As you see, introducing herself. Who is she as a professional? What are her strengths and experience? That is 5 years of troubleshooting software and hardware issues. What are her career goals? I think it's at the end that says, my goal is to work in a help desk or network support at the beginning of the second paragraph. What am I working on right now? She doesn't have a job, but she is doing some volunteer work. And that's what she shares with this potential person in the networking event. And what do I have to offer? Last line, I bring strong problem-solving skills, adaptability, and commitment to customer service. There's another example. You can quickly go over that, just again to help you understand how to craft an elevator pitch. And I give you maybe 10, 20 seconds to read it out yourself. Meanwhile, any questions in the chat? No. Okay. Practice time. I'm going to ask you to practice exactly what you see here and try to prepare and craft an elevator pitch for yourself. Imagine you're going to meet someone for the first time. This is a person who has the potential to support and help you finding a job or connecting you with a job opportunity or a company that you are interested in. How would you introduce yourself to that person? The activity is a very straightforward. If I can go to the next slide. Yes. We are going to send you, Raji is going to help me send you into breakout rooms. There will be 2 of you in each breakout room. And I want you to start using the same questions. and maybe write down your answers to those questions. Give yourself 2-3 minutes ish to write your elevator pitch. Then present it to the other person in the breakout room with you, and then get feedback. If your partner, your peer gives you some feedback to make corrections and additions, do it right away, and then you can rehearse one more time. Ideally, you will be able to do this in about 10 minutes, and I want you to come back for 5 minutes and have a quick debrief and maybe share 1 or 2 volunteers' examples with the rest of the group. How does that sound? Any questions? Welcome back. We have a few more people to return. Everybody is back now. Good. Okay. Is there any volunteer who would like to share their elevator pitch with all of us here? Thank you, everybody. Let's go back to my slides quickly. And slideshow. That's it. Okay. So we had 2 examples and the activity. And I don't want you to think that I am someone who just talks and it's been easy for me from day one. I have been in this country for over 10 years. I came from Iran. In Iran, we don't network like this in Canada. It's very different, like many other countries. And I was afraid. I was scared. I was not confident to talk to strangers and introduce myself and make connections. But it takes time. It takes practice. And as a newcomer, as a refugee, as someone in a completely different world from my first world, these are some challenges that me and many of you probably have experienced. English is not my first language. That can be a barrier for many of us. Differences in our cultures between Canadian culture, Asian culture, Indian culture, Latin American culture, and there are huge differences. And that takes time for you to understand and know what each person's behavior, action, or response is coming from. It's not people don't like you. It's not people don't want to help you. It's sometimes just a cultural difference, the way they talk to you or the way they answer your questions. It takes time. Practice takes time. So you need to set aside some time. Think this is part of your daily routines, not daily, monthly, weekly routines that you need to do, you need to invest to improve. And it takes you stepping outside your comfort zone. It's not going to be easy and comfortable at the beginning. It gets easier and better as you practice. And again, I think I have to go back to that coffee chat secret. The secret to have successful coffee chats, it's a conversation. It's you and another human being having a good conversation. And how do you have a good conversation? It doesn't matter whether it is your sister, your neighbor, your mother, your colleague, your teammate. If you stay curious, I want to learn more about you. Oh, tell me more. You did this yesterday? Can you tell me more? You're working on this project? That's exciting. Can you tell me about this part of the project? Empathy. Beatrice, you probably are strong in this area. Trying to put yourself in the other person's shoes and understanding their situation, their feelings, and being creative in that conversations. It's important. You can't just nod when someone is talking to you. It gets boring. It gets like monotonous and people will stop listening and paying attention. You need to be creative by asking good questions and offering some ideas, responses to the person you're talking to. I just noticed that my laptop is dying. Give me 1 second. I don't want to lose you. Here. Okay, good. And so how can you do that? It takes, again, effort, time, scheduling, and preparing. But there are some small things that you can do to help you be more comfortable and confident in your networking. First, do not, especially if you know you are meeting somebody for the first time, you have planned a meeting, it's an event that you know from 1 week before you're going to, do some homework. Try to find some information about that person, about that company, about that event before you go, before you show up. Community is huge in Canada. Community is a huge support system for all of us. It can also be a great resource for you to meet new people, make connections, develop some networking strategies. Try to listen to people. Active listening is something that many of us don't know how to do yet. By active listening, I mean when someone is talking, listen, pause, think, and then answer. We have some bad habits, some of us, including myself sometimes. As a teacher, for example, I tend to interrupt people all the time because I want to correct them. But it's been a hard change and adjustment for me to be patient, to listen, to be present, and listen to what the message is. What is the message that person is trying to tell me, and then respond. And again, scheduling, planning it. If it's difficult for you, you can start from people you know around you. It may be someone living in your building. It may be someone that you happen to run into in the grocery store every week or every day. Start with people that are closer to you, so it gets easier and easier. And last but not least, is the power of network is huge when it is a maintained network. Your network becomes strong when you have people in your connections that you can go back to and ask for help and support. There's a big difference between me talking to Sana for the first time and say, "Hi, Sana, can you help me find this job? Can you help me apply for this job?" And let's say I met Samuel 2 months ago in another workshop, another event. We had a good chat. We have been in touch through email, through LinkedIn, through any possible way. And after 2 months, Samuel's company is hiring for a career coach. That's which one is a better networking strategy and more likely to help me? Sana, I'm asking for the first time, or Samuel, that is a connection I already have, and I'm asking after 2 or 3 months of building that relationship. Anyone? Who is a stronger connection? Sana or Samuel? Answers? Answers? Nobody?
Me.
No, Sana, it's not you. Sorry. In this example, it's Samuel.
Sorry,
That's
I
not
made a
you.
mistake.
I just met you. I am asking you to give me something after the first time I met you.
Sorry,
But
I got
Samuel,
it now.
I have known for 2 or 3 months.
Yes,
That's a
that's
big
right.
difference.
Yeah, for sure, Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
So stay in touch with the people after you meet with them. You can send them some short messages on their social media, or follow them on their social media, comment, like their posts, or send an email with something that you think this person will be interested in. That is maintaining a connection. I don't mean calling them every week and having a conversation with them all the time. It's just maintaining with those little things and having a stronger network. And that brings us to the end of this presentation. Thank you for listening, for participating, and I'm here if you have any questions for another 5 minutes.